Frustration. That overwhelming feeling we get when we feel defeated, unable to change or achieve something that once came so easy. Frustration breeds anger, discouragement, annoyance because of our unresolved problems or unfulfilled goals, desires, and needs. But frustration is a part of life, and it's a necessary part of your creative process. Frustration can cause resistance and push you away from your desires, but it also breeds new life, new ideas, new methods. Frustration is something we all experience, and we may look at it as something negative, something unwanted, but I realized during the moments of my life when I became frustrated this year, how wonderful they actually are if we embrace them the right way. Frustration can be so detrimental as a creative because oftentimes when I feel those negative emotions like anger or frustration, I like to bottle them up. I like to ignore them and kind of like create in other lanes, ignoring that emotion, trying to make up a new emotion that I want to feel and create through that. But that always leaves me hating whatever I'm creating. It always leaves me feeling like the art that I'm creating isn't enough. It's not authentic. It's not me. And I get more frustrated on top of that until eventually I just don't want to create at all. And that is exactly what I experienced these past few weeks. My YouTube anniversary is coming up at the end of March, and I have been very consistent with posting every single week, but during the winter months, I always kind of like bottle up into stillness, and it's not something that I intentionally do. It's something that my body needs. And in the past, it's something that I always try to like push through and push past, but that will always cause like burnout and art block. So this year with me just like tapping into myself and like really understanding what's going on with me inside, I allow myself to simply be and be still. And it was going amazing, but sometimes we always have to step back into it because we can drift back into our old habits. And a few weeks ago, I just really felt like this stillness was just getting a little too deep, and I felt like my creative flow was overdue and not allowing myself to still process the stillness and the quiet around me. I tried to like force myself into creative lanes that I really wasn't ready for. And this caused frustration inside of me because as I'm creating, I'm not liking anything I create because they're not authentically aligned with how I'm feeling and what I'm going through. I actually recorded a video about something that had nothing to do with what I was feeling, but I was just trying to like force some things to stay consistent for YouTube. And I end up being late on my post schedule and posted 2 weeks later instead of on the actual due date, because I realized that one, I didn't like what I saw, and as I was editing, I got frustrated, and I had to check in with myself at that moment and ask myself like what's going on. And that's when I kind of had like an epiphany, like why don't I create something about my frustration that I'm feeling? And that is when I came up with a short film to create that really resonated with how I was feeling and what I was going through. And this allowed me to really tap into that frustration and release it into the art. And I felt like by simply speaking it and creating art around it, instead of just sitting down talking, but actually, recording different scenes and making like a poetic story around what I was dealing with, it allowed me to express it creatively and release it. Frustration is actually completely normal and we all go through it. The difference is there are people who allow that frustration to breed art and create art around it. And there are other people who allow that frustration to take over their life to where their creations are put on pause because they don't know how to release that frustration through art. I learned the hard way time and time again. Every year it's like clockwork, but I'm not doing that anymore, and I really wanted to create this video for other creatives out there who may be struggling with frustration, struggling with art block, not feeling like anything they come up with is great. Sometimes check in with your emotions and ask yourself, how are you feeling? Are you angry? Why? Are you frustrated? Why? And see if you can create art around that. create art on how you're feeling to release that anger, release that frustration or discouragement that you're feeling. Because as soon as I was able to release that, ideas started coming right back to me. And now I'm like kind of back in my flow almost. I know I still have like some things to just be like still in present, because listen, it's still winter. It's still pretty cold some days, but hopefully it's going to warm up soon. But I'm allowing myself to simply be for the moment, and whatever feelings that come up, I'm going to see how I could create art around it. That's really all I had to say for this video. I really wanted to get the conversation going around being frustrated around your art. And if you're feeling frustrated, remember that frustration can lead to new ideas and new methods and new ways to express yourself. Or you can allow that frustration to take over your life and the way you create. The choice is yours. My name is Elle. I'm an artist and a spiritual coach for creatives. If you found this video engaging, then leave a comment down below, like this video, and if you're new, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.